In a previous vlog.
Why are you in my garden? How are you in my garden? What are you doing? How did you get out? Well, she hasn't gotten out again. So I think honestly the most plausible thought is that she squoze herself through where two of our fencings meet. I just cannot imagine she could have jumped that fence. My alpines that I used to have in Idaho, absolutely. I could see them jumping, but not my short, fat, pregnant goat. So, a little bit breezy. I'm gonna check the breaker boxes and see if a breaker flipped. We don't think that's the case, but I don't know. Have to check. And then I'll have Jonah do some more troubleshooting when he gets home a little bit later. Can't have the goats out. That's not a happy day. I was talking to my friend Lorella over at Plan B Orchard and Farm. I hope I said that in the right order. And I was talking to her about my peas, and she said that she's never been able to get peas to grow well here in Missouri. So it's kind of disappointing. I mean, that doesn't mean I can't try and I can't do the best I can do, but I mean, she's been gardening in Missouri for several years now, so I wonder if I would have a better time in a fall crop. So we'll just have to see what we can do. All right, I am no expert on these, but oh, is that? No, that's not. I was gonna say, is that? It's just further down. Yeah, so anyway, looks like nothing's flipped, so who knows why it's not working. It does look like you've knocked over your water, so I guess it's a good thing I came out. No new signs of labor. We're just watching close. Hay wasters. They won't eat any of that. Hay wasters. Somebody did mention that maybe I could use this in my garden. And I absolutely could. I'm just trying to make sure I'm using it on the animals first, use it as feed, so it won't go to waste. I just wish they would eat it. But I mean, I can compost it, I can put it in the garden, there's plenty of uses. So I do appreciate the suggestion. I'm just trying to fix this. I bet that's where she squoze through. And I just got bit. Not real hard, but bit. So it's on, it's working. I need to turn it off, make some adjustments, and fix it. So that's probably why she hasn't gotten back out, because she probably got bit. So I'm not worried about it. Just trying to move the pasture around a little bit. I need to just unplug it and reroute it. She's gonna be pregnant forever. That's it. Oh. We have a time frame that she won't go over because of when the buck left. So when we're down to the last week, that's what's hard about having a window. Normally when you breed, you're like, okay, she was bred on this day, but we didn't know that. We had a month window. You eating your grasses too, Lula? So Sam says, what if she's just fat? If she was just fat, she wouldn't have an udder. And I wouldn't have felt that baby move. So we'll just, yep, time will tell. Time will tell. Her udder looks good though. No signs of an extra teat like her sister had. So everything looks as good as it can. Fence is charged. It is on. I've gotten zapped a couple of times. Not as hard as it should. So it's being ground out somewhere. But if I move it, that should help that. So at least it's on. I mean, it's on enough to be like, ooh, I didn't like that, but not enough to like really hurt. So I think if they wanted to get out, they could. But it's a beautiful day. It's supposed to rain. So it's been a nice reprieve from the rain. But yeah, this tall grass I just walked through, I would love to put them in this corner. Then there's some trees and leaves and stuff they can eat. And the brambles, I think those are blackberries. goats, which are like those. We haven't really found them to be super palatable. We haven't loved eating them. So I don't know. Maybe we just don't like blackberries. Or maybe we just don't like wild blackberries. Do they taste different? I wouldn't think so.
Alright, so just getting off work again and getting my list of things I want to accomplish today. And top of the list, now that we've had some dry weather for a couple of days, things have not really dried out completely, but starting to dry out. I'm gonna chance it anyway and tackle this garden. I mean, I still got some standing water right here from the rain a few days ago, but I'm gonna try and till it at least. What the heck, we're just gonna try it. I'm gonna go and if the tiller's working, what it's gonna take to get it running. I'm thinking if everything went as planned from my preparations in the fall, it should just need some fresh gas and start right up. And then we'll see how muddy this dirt is. It's been really wet this spring, and it just ground has not had a chance to dry up. So, and you know, it's the end of April. I guess I'm just trying to explain why I'm not waiting for it to be drier. There she is. We've had this tiller for a long time, and technically it's not just my tiller, it's the family's tiller. Several of us went in on it to buy it back in the early 2000s, I think. And anyway, I've got it. It's here now. So sorry if anybody's watching this that's was involved in that transaction. A couple of years ago, I had to rebuild the gearbox in this thing. Broke a tooth off the gear, so I luckily was able to order new gears for it, re-grease it all, new belt. Put a lot of work into it. Had to go through the carburetor and fix a few things on it a few times. Okay, let's see. Did I leave any fuel in it? Okay, good. That's what I thought. I'd dried it up. With the ethanol they put in gas these days, these things, just smaller engines like this, do not do well with ethanol. So it's best not to let them sit too long with gas in them. Gums up the carburetors, and it's a world of hurt. I guess the way I ended up with this tiller is I'm the one that used it the most and always was maintaining and fixing it. And so I was always at my place. Don't want to put too much in, because we're going to need to do some work. We'll get enough in there to give it a good start. Fuel pit coke's on. Choke is on. Oh yeah, it's leaking already. Ooh, that's not good. Well, first problem. I was afraid of that. This little elbow, so this is the fuel line coming from the tank into the carb, and this little elbow is made out of plastic, and wouldn't you know it, gave up the ghost and it cracked. Gosh dang, why couldn't they just make a little metal one? Well, I'm gonna run this thing while I've got some gas in the tank. See what happens. Oh wow, something happened to that cable. Oh, there it goes. So the engine runs, but the tiller doesn't, the tines don't turn, so the transmission's got issues. I did notice there's a spring that's broken right here for the engaged stuff. Wow. Guess I'm not gonna be tilling right away. Let me get my tools out and break into this. I'm gonna run inside and change my clothes because I don't know if I can get, I don't want dirty up these pants. Get something a little bit pre-dirtied for me. I'm thinking I just got a belt issue. I just gotta I'm gonna take that cover off and dig into it. Aside from the leaking issue on the fuel. That annoys me. I wonder if I can even replace that. Looks like it's cracked right there. Since it's plastic, I wonder if I could find a epoxy. I'll have to look into that. I think that's where it's cracked. We'll see. I'll be right back. Alright, I kind of sort of already took a couple of the bolts out, but I got to pull this tire off because there's a bolt down here. I'm pretty sure this should be something like that, because as you pull it, you want it to tension on this. Yep. I feel like I'm missing a bolt right there. Yep. Do I have one that'll fit that? No, not the right threads. It's working. Hasn't bottomed out yet. Cool. It's gonna be a little bit better off than it was before. Belt. That should work. Get this cover put back on. There we go. Runs a lot better now, and the tines are digging. Fuel, but we'll see what we can do in the short amount of time we've got. Hopefully if I'm using fuel fast enough, the dripping won't matter. It's a hack job, but we'll see how far we get on that. I don't got time to go to fix that tonight. I don't got the stuff I need to do it. I don't got the parts. I don't got the time. We're gonna see what tilling we can get done in the little bit of daylight that's left. I doubt I'll even be able to get much because of condition of the soil. And technically I need to pull all those stakes out, so I'm just gonna start tilling, but technically I need to pull all those fence posts out, cut the grass down short so that I can till it in easier. Wish me luck. Alright, so technically it is too wet. No surprise there. I'm just going to go over it anyway and not get real thorough, but just get this top layer kind of chewed up a little bit. Got a lot of manure from the horse that we've been throwing over here. We'll get that tilled up and it will kind of biodegrade a little bit more maybe before I can really run the tiller through, but it's doing something, so I think I'll finish it. And it'll be a good start. And then when it dries out some more, I'll till it again before we plant. If it all goes the way I want it to, I think it'll be a success. And if not, we tried. All right, so I think I've about done all that I can for tonight, and I got a lot more done than I thought I would. I wanted to show you guys this little friend I found. Can you see it? As I was coming through this grass here, he jumped out of the way. Little toad. Look at that grub there in the ground behind him. That worm? Do you see that moving? Right there. Good sign, right? I don't think it's a worm. I don't know what it is, but caterpillar of some kind. Grub, we'll stick with that. Boop. Boop. Fun little guy. Anyway, we got a good first tilling in. I even went through this grass without mowing and pulling the fence posts out. We kind of want to leave them to use as trellises, but I'm going to pull them out anyway, and we'll put them specifically where they need to go when we decide exactly where plants are going. I might run through this one more stretch, this little stretch one more time, but not bad. And then obviously back there's a patch I didn't do, so there's strawberry patch way in the back. We got peas planted in that little spot there, and then way in the back over there, asparagus. Make sure I didn't hit any of that, or there'd be heck to pay. But yeah, I'm happy. Glad I did it. This will dry out even a little bit quicker. I think we've got one more day of sunshine, followed by a day of rain later in the day. Maybe I'll be able to sneak away from work early enough to get one more tilling in this week.